Yes, lads, what is going on? Welcome to episode 39 of the Under-23 Sorare Road to Glory. If you're new to my channel and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. And if you do enjoy the video, please always do give it a like. Now, this week's episode is probably the biggest we've had in a long time. Many a thing happened on Rewards Day, which obviously we'll get into very shortly. But first, we need to recap last weekend's results. Where were the winners and losers in the gallery? But first, we have to address our 30th place finish in Contender Classic Limited, lads. There was a discussion in last week's episode whether or not we go Division 3 or Division 4. I opted to go for Division 4. I didn't really feel like the lineup that we had could really compete in Division 3, but boy, was I wrong. 30th place, which meant we won a Tier 2 and 3 reward boxes. We were 25.99 points away from 7th place. If it wasn't for a Carlos Martin blank, we would have, been in the top 7, which would have been a Tier 1. We've not managed to win a Tier 1 all season. I think Tier 2 has been the best reward ranking we've managed. I think we've done it 2 or 3 times. And yeah, I'm just over the moon that we've managed to secure another Tier 2 for you guys, which will be given away, of course, at the end of this season in that live stream. Make sure you're commenting below, let me know how you got on this past weekend. Lads, honestly, I'm a bit blown away. 421 points is some doing. Obviously, you're going to need your captain to really pop off. We had Ivan Heel with an assist in the 94th minute to secure a 1-0 win for Andorra. And Klein Hansel with 100, which is mental. We haven't really seen a game like this from him for a while. Osnabrück have been dead and buried in the second Bundesliga. And yeah, 2 decisives, 46 AA, unbelievable. Monchu was last to play, got some nice AA, but no decisive from him. But at the end of the day, we're taking that all day long. And this is what we got for our reward. So, this card, like I mentioned, will be given away to one of you guys watching right now. And to be in with a chance of winning this card and any other limited card that I've used in that Road to Glory series, just be active, lads, in the comments. Let me know how you got on the weekend. All I'm looking for is a bit of engagement and a bit of loyalty throughout the series. So let's do it. Tier 2 limited from Contender Classic for 30th place. And it is South Korea. It is midfielder. It is Suwon Park Chol Woo. So he has an L5 of 65, which is not bad at all. Plays left back. Loves a yellow card. But really nice AA game. 28s, 25s, 29s, 22. 14s, 23s, 22. We'll take that all day long. Seems like a decent card. So someone will be taking home a nice K-League card to go into their collection. In season as well, of course. Scores pretty well. Of course, the Tier 2. So yeah, really decent reward there. Under 23 Limited was a little bit disappointing. We did have 3 decisives amongst Brennan Johnson, Yuito Suzuki, shock, and Kampelat with a clean sheet. But Jack Mayer and Nicholas Madsen, unfortunately, blanking, which is just obviously not ideal. And then 240 was a disaster. Cham DMP'd, Andrade was out of the squad, Darlin didn't score very well, and Griffin Yao with a bit of AA. But of course, that was the last lineup we built. We didn't really expect too much from that lineup, if we're being honest. It was all about the under-23, and of course, the priority, which was Contender Limited. And to add to that Tier 2 win, we were lucky enough to win a card from a box. Roll the clip. Division 4 for finishing 30th, I believe, in Contenders, and it's a level up to kick us off. That makes sense. We get it. It's a 95% chance of happening. What do we get for our second one? Oh, it is a card. Oh my god, this is going to be given away to one of you guys, by the way. And it is Gaston Matriena, I think. He's got a beautiful green score in his last 5, so that can only be a good thing. So we managed to win a Gaston Maturina from Racing in the Argentinian League. And he managed 100 the game week that we won him. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. Really well-timed win, that is. Instant buys at, like, what, £2.64 right now. 2 card wins from 1 weekend of action, which I did not expect at all. I'm absolutely buzzing to add 2 more cards to the collection. And, yeah, it's been a while since we've won a half-decent card. A month ago, we won Kyogo. We actually won Cheeky from a box as well, but it was nice to replicate that with another double card win this weekend. And now we move into one of the final weekends, really, of action. The only contender cards that I have running right now are the Spanish second division cards. And so I am able to put out a team of some sort. Obviously, we have our rewards there. I think I actually might have to play this Park Chol Woo this game week unless Clerk is declared fit. I know he is back in training. But basically, we're going to be going something like Monchu, probably Carlos Martin, and then Ivan Heel as the extra player. Probably captaining Monchu at home to Villarreal. That team kind of picks itself. Like, we don't have the choices that we normally have. Lots of leagues are done now, and so yeah, luckily we do have quite a few Spanish second division players, and that is able to make up a team for us. Now, the second team I think we're going to go in with is an under-23 team, which would look something like Campelat in goal. Now, I'm not sure if Campelat will play this game, to be honest, just because their team, or his team, Pendixspor, are officially relegated. So as far as utility next season, who knows? Obviously, if he moves to a covered team, then great. He's going to be eligible to play in Sorare competitions. But if he is still at Pendixspor next season, unfortunately, you won't get eligibility for him. So I am pre-warning whoever wins him. That information is out there now. But yeah, I think we should go for under 23 limited, just because it's another chance for us to win a card. And if we were to put a 5-man 240 effort out, obviously only aiming for cash there realistically, we could of course win cards in there, but I'd prefer to win some under 23 cards, if I'm being honest. So Yuito Suzuki at home, last game of the Danish league, big game for Brøndby. Up front, we've got two options. We've got Griffin Yao or Jørgen Larsen. Jørgen Larsen scored last game. They play at home to Valencia, whereas Griffin Yao and Westerlo play away to Leuven. So I think I'm going to go Larsen for that one, to be honest. Defense is really tricky because Jack Mayer isn't scoring very well, really, for Nashville. They play away to Montreal, who, to be fair, aren't great. And then you've got Jasper Darland away to Club Brugge, which, again, is not great at all as a matchup. So, yeah, and then Gaston apparently is going to be benched this weekend because I think Racing played midweek, and they play next midweek as well. So, yeah, I think we're kind of stuck here. I think Jack Mayer is probably the only option, realistically, even though he is away. I don't really want to play him, but I'm left with no choice, to be honest. So Madsen probably gets the extra position, is out of him and Griffin Yao, but as we know, Madsen does like to score a penalty now and again. But last game of the season in the Belgium League playoffs, who knows what happens? Lots of teams aren't playing for much. I'm hoping Yuito Suzuki can bring home the title for Brøndby and get himself a few decisives along the way. We will try and put together a 240 limited team, which I don't think will hit the threshold, but you never know. You might as well try. We've got Pasalic in there, who potentially might play for Riker. They don't have anything to play for right now. Got Griffin Yao up front, and then what are we left with? I know Richie DeLay is injured. We can't play our second Jesper Darland, unfortunately. We could go Gaston. We could just give him a run out just in case he does. I guess we could play Clerk here, actually. But that is probably what we'd have to go in with, of course, with a DMP goalkeeper. Should we do? We'll go Griffin Yao captain. So that is probably what we're going to rock this weekend. Like I said, there aren't many games left now domestically in most of these leagues. But we are lucky enough that we do have quite a few Spanish second division cards. And so, yeah, another chance for us to win a few boxes and a few cards this weekend, both in under 23 and contender. Now, we have not gone over to Sorare yet and thrown our cards in to the places they need to be. And also, I'm guessing we got promoted from Division 4. Yeah, so we don't have a Division 4 contender entry this week. We only have Division 3 and Division 2. Now, there is less teams playing in contender and in the other regions just because, most leagues are finished right now. And so, do we just risk it and go Division 2? Or are we punching above our weight there? We got 1,716 entries in there so far. Cards pay down to 283. Whereas in Division 3, which we know historically is the bulkiest division when it comes to limited. So we've got 341 cards down to tier 5s there. Just under 2,100 entries, which will definitely increase. I don't know what to do here, Like, is our team realistically good enough to compete in Division 2? I'm going to argue no. 4 away fixtures, Monchu being the only home. I think Division 3 is probably where we're going to have to play our cards this weekend. Let me know if you think I'm making a mistake there. We don't really have a ton of options, and that's fine. That's going to happen. It's the end of the season. So that is our classic Division 3 team in there. We need to throw in our under 23 limited team. Nicholas Madsen at the top there. Have to captain Yuito Suzuki. I'm actually quite interested on a random side note. How much is Yuito Suzuki selling for these days? We bought him for like £2. I don't know if you guys remember when we bought him, but it was very early on in the series. Okay, so he's like tripled in value since when we bought him, basically, which is pretty fun. I'm seeing people buy the rares there. What about the limited? 10 hours ago. Okay, so he sold for £7.50 almost 10 hours ago. So 300% return on Yuito Suzuki if we were to sell him. Obviously, I'm not going to be selling him. He is going to be going to one of you guys. But I do really think he's going to get a move from Brøndby. He's played far too well towards the end of this season for scouts in better domestic leagues to not want to buy him, basically. So I really do think he's primed for a move. And we're going to go Jesper Darland. We're going to throw our L15 of 0 goalkeeper in there. And that is going to be our cap 240 team for the weekend. Of course, Always aiming for that $2 threshold. And there we go. That is our 3 teams inputted for this upcoming weekend. I'm buzzing for it. It's a chance, maybe in contender, for the Spanish 2nd Division cards that we own to shine, hopefully, alongside our new K-League Tier 2 card. Hopefully we can bring on the bacon for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section of my divisional placement. Do you think I should have had a little bit more ambition and gone for Division 2? Please do let me know in the comments. Let me know how excited you are for this upcoming weekend, if you still have cards playing this game week. Hope you have a great day, lads. Hope you have a great game week, and I shall see you guys in the next episode.